Hello my dear student, how are you? So last day in our CBSE class 10 we discussed about a very interesting chapter, that is the control and coordination. Today is the day 2. So in the day 2 we have the syllabus, that is the reflex action. So today we discuss about the reflex action, and after the topic we discuss, we have a very short quiz also in our today's session. Please, all of the students are welcome to Arunavasir bio class. Shayan, Cinderella, Shatanik, Aniket, Shorashish, Gaurav, Rastik, Anubhav, Shoham, Sudipto, Dishari, Samriddhi, Somojit, Oindrila, Onkon, Devarun, Somoditto, Shutanu, Shiran, Srijita, Devolina, Nirupama, Ishan, Krishnashish, Arushi, Shouresh, Roshmi, Promit, Debargo, Shapturshi, Shomujit and Kaushani. All of the students are special warm welcome to Arunavasir bio class, and special to a class for our today's session, that is on the reflex action. So at first we try to discuss what is the reflex action. This is a part or the phenomenon of the nervous system. So it is also the part of the coordination system. Last day we discussed about the different type of neurons, and already we discussed that neuron. What is the neuron? This is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. Very good. But different type of neurons, that means the sensory neuron, motor neurons and the associated neurons is there. And today we discuss how the coordination are happening in some certain action. Certain action is necessary in some times due to defense our body, to protect our body. Like reflex action, like this type of phenomenon. So in the reflex action is an automatic. That means automatically this is happening. Not by the planning, it is happening in the automatic and fast movement response to any stimulus. Suppose if I just suddenly put a pin on your hand, you suddenly withdraw your hand. This action are automatic. Second one, it is very fast movement or the very fast action against the or response the stimulus. This action are called the reflex action. Like different example is there. Like when the light acts as a stimulus, the pupil of the eye change in the size. If you are just put on or put off your light switch, that time you observe that your pupil size also be changes. When we are use light as a stimulus, this is a one type of reflex action. Another type of reflex action also be there, like sudden jerk withdrawal of hand or leg when it is ultimately pricked by a pin. Just you put your pin and you very fast withdraw your hand. This is the example of also the reflex action. Now, reflex action, how this event or event that means the reflex action, and reflex action, that even the proceeds or stimulus in an organism. But how the reflex action are happening? What is the mechanism behind it? Now we discuss. This is the very important topic. Number one, this is the step 1. In the step 1, the first event begins with the receptor detecting a stimulus from a sensory organ. Suppose you just put a pin on your hand, that means it is a stimulus, and in your hand have a sensory organ. What is it? That is the skin. Now in their skin act as a sensory organ. The stimulus could be in the form of pressure. Now it is like the pressure. maybe it is the temperature or the chemicals, anything is that it is like a stimulus. But at first, your sense organ feel it. After that, what is happened? So it is the step 2. After receiving the signal from the stimulus, this is followed by a sensory neuron sending a signal to the relay neuron. So, when they receive the signal, after that they transmit the neuron in the relay neuron. Where the relay neuron is there? Relay neuron are present in your spinal cord. This is also we call the associated neurons. So, by the help of sensory neuron, the stimulus are processed to the relay neurons. Third step, the relay neuron then sends the signal to the motor neuron. Now the signal is come back by the help of motor neuron. But where the signal are sent? In the effector. That means also the muscles by the help of motor neuron. So at first receive the stimulus by the sense organ, then it is sending by sensory neuron, then it is go to our CNS, that means in the spinal cord, and there the relay neuron is there. They send it, this stimulus, to the effector by the help of motor neuron. The motor neuron sends a signal to the organ or a cell that act to the stimuli called the effector. So the relay neurons send the stimulus by the help of motor neuron to the effector. After that, finally, the effector produce an instantaneous response, very fast response, such as like the knee-jerk reaction. This is a mechanism. In every reflex action, this type of mechanism are happening. After the class is finished, please you write down this step. It is very easy and very important for your syllabus. Next, what is the reflex arc? Reflex action that is processed by a pathway. This special pathway, that means a reflex arc is a pathway that control a reflex. Like you know, at first the stimulus, maybe it is pressure, maybe it is temperature, and this is received by the receptor. Next, the sensory neuron. Next, the relay neuron or intermediate neurons. Next, the motor neurons. Then the effector. So, in here you can observe this arrow is very important. So, this is the pathway of the reflex action, and this pathway are called the reflex arc. This is also very important question. Now, different type of reflex action is there. In your syllabus, generally most important type of reflex action, that is the spinal reflex action. What is mean by the spinal reflex action? It is controlled by the spinal cord, so it is called the spinal reflex. Like example, quick removal of hand from a flame burning. If you just touch any burning object, that time you withdraw your hand in very fast. This is the example of the spinal reflex. On the other hand, cerebral reflex action. Cerebral reflex action. That means it is controlled by the brain. So it is called the cerebral reflex action. Like example, like watering of mouth to a good food. When we are saying some good food, that times a watering secretion are happening. This is the example of the cerebral reflex action. So generally the two types of reflex action according to their associated origins or associated CNS. Now we classify the reflex action another one type. Once again. So this is the reflex action, spinal reflex, and the cerebral reflex. Now we classify another type of classification, that is the conditioned or voluntary reflexes. That means this reflex or these characteristic features are acquired reflex during the lifetime of an individual. It is called the conditioned or voluntary reflex. Like example, the riding a bicycle, it is you are expert this type of reflex by this your lifetime, and it is not the constant. Maybe this type of reflex action is the removal. Another one, it is not transmitted by the heredity. That means this character, like the riding of the bicycle, your offspring or your daughter, your son also be the process of the riding of the bicycle. It is not happening because this type of reflex action is not transmitted by the heredity. But on the other hand, that is the unconditioned or the involuntary reflexes. That means some reflexes are inborn. So the inborn reflexes are transmitted also through the heredity. That means from the parents, these characteristic features are transferred to you. Like after the child is delivered, after the child is born, their most important events that they breastfeeding. But how they learn the breastfeeding? They learn from the inborn time. They know it. How it is happening? Because it is the one type of reflex action, that is the inborn reflex action. Clear? This is the one type of reflex action. This is the most important two type of reflex action. Please you bear in mind only this information. Now, another one is important information is there. That is the significance of reflex action. What is the reflex action? Why it is important to you? Number one, it plays a vital role for the survival of the animals. Reflex action helps the animals in a different way. Another one, it relieves. That means the brain from the maximum strain. Because we have a brain, they have a capacity. So they can relieve this type of brain capacity. So our brain is to not damage. Another one important process, that is it protects the animals from harmful situation by immediate response. If you touch a hot object in a long time, so your hands are completely destroyed. But it is not happening because for the reflex action. So it is the significance of the reflex action. Clear? Any doubts? Please you write down in the live chat. Now we have the quiz time. Are you ready for the quiz? Please write down in the live chat box. Only the 2 questions is there in our live quiz. Only 2 questions. Are you ready for that? Please write down in the live chat box. So, thank you. So, first quiz question is that we suddenly withdraw our hand when a pin is pricked. Name the type of response involved in that action. Please write down in the live chat box. All of the student, please write down in the live chat box. Okay, well done. Now I show the answer. The answer is the reflex action. Very good. Now the second quiz question. Dash is an automatic and the fast movement in response to a stimulus. Write down the answer. The question number 2. Question number 2. Please you write down the answer. All of the students, please input your answer in the live chat box. Okay. So now I show the answer. Very good. Well done. The answer are also same answer is there. That is the reflex action. because reflex action is a automatic and the fast movement in response to stimulus. So this is our quiz part is there. Now we just summarized the topic what we have learned from our today classes. Okay. If we are move or walk in a road, that time what is happening? Very slowly we move in the road, but you do not walk in the road by that taking the headphone. That is not very good. But time suddenly one car is there coming. That time you just jump on it. The response and the spontaneous reaction or response, now it is happening very fast response. How it is happening? By the help of reflex action. The whole sequence of events were very fast. Like at first, they observe that the car is coming. This information go to their brain and they fast response on it. That is the reflex action. So, did the boy think and plan to escape the danger? No, they have no thinking situation in that time. The reaction was rapid, spontaneous and involuntary. This is the reflex action that is we learned for our today's class. Also this type of action is there if we are touch the hot object or the sneezing or if we are talking, and this type of actions all is the example of the reflex action. So many body reflexes are controlled by the spinal cord. This is the spinal cord. You know it is a part of the CNS, that means in the central nervous system. So it is all the different nerves is there. And you already know that this nerve is nerve which is made up of the neurons. Number one. So now you have discussed the pathway. Mechanism of spinal reflex. That is the most common type of reflex action is there. Make the person sit and with a freely suspended legs. You can do it below the kneecap in that position. That time this person's the leg arches or the kick outwards. This is why it is happening. This is happening by the reflex action. This is the knee jerk reflex. In that particular place, you just very touch your parts. That time one sensation is just go to the spinal cord. This is the stimulus. In there it is happening. Then the stimulus are transferred by the sensory nerve. Next, this is go to their spinal cord. In the spinal cord, the relay neurons or associated neurons or intermediate neuron is there. And this stimulus pass through the intermediate neurons. Now they are sent to the motor neurons. Now the motor neurons, they get the response. And that is very quick. It is coming in the effector, in the muscles. So this is move. The muscles are act on it. So this action, this total pathway, the reflex arc, it is called. It is the path followed by a signal during the reflex action. Very easy topic. I think you clearly understand on it. If it is any doubt, please you write down in the comment section. If you understand this topic, Promit, Shauresh, Arushi and Kaushani, please write down in the comment section this class are interesting for you or not, and you understand this topic or not, please you write down in the comment section. So all of the students are thank you very much for doing this class. Sayon, Sindila, Shatanik, Aniket, Shorashish, Gaurav, Rastiv, Anubhav, Shoham, Shudipto, Dishari, Shomajit, Wendrila, Ankon, Devarun, Shomoditto and Samriddhi, Shutanu, Srijita, Devolina, Nirupama, Ishan, Krishnashish, Arushi, Shouresh, Roshmi, Promit, Devardho, Saptarshi, Shomujit and Kaushani. All of the students are thank you very much, and wish you the best of luck.